Welcome, beautiful people. Welcome back to the Mrs. Best Reviews channel. And welcome if you are new here. I am going to be off camera for this live. StreamYard and my computer, they don't like each other right now, so they've decided to separate. Let's welcome in James from the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. Thank you for being here.
Thank you guys for having me. I enjoyed this episode. Can't wait to get into it.
Yes, the link to James's channel as well as other great Black creators are in the description of this video. There's always a Black creator spotlight in the description of the video, so please look at it. It's not just people who cover reality TV. There's some musical artists. There are travel vloggers, I think it's called, when you do travel content. There are a lot of people there, but I do appreciate everybody for being here. Shout out to our new subscribers and to the replay gang. I'm actually remembering to acknowledge you guys at a decent time. This episode was a lot. This episode was a lot. It was a lot, but the Rhode Island housewives have been giving in ways that remind me of how Housewives used to be when it was just truly enjoyable to watch versus it getting all deep and awkward and weird. But let's welcome in American Born. I'm happy to see you again. Happy Monday. And Naya, our thugging cousin, welcome in. She done hopped over from live to live. Liz, if you're a fan of Liz, you may not.
This channel for you.
This may not be the video or the day for you. It just may not be. We start this episode in the car ride from hell. Alicia and Liz are going back and forth arguing. Joellen's in the middle of it, trying to mediate between the two. And they arrive at Rich's Frank Sinatra-like performance in this small restaurant that is not meant for arguing and cackling that these hens are doing. The reason Alicia and Liz are arguing is because Liz lets Alicia know, like, you weren't really homeless. You have a big, beautiful family that was there for you and would never let you guys be homeless, which is true. But Alicia still feels like she was abandoned and left pretty much for dead by her father, which she was. She had to end up living, you know, in the house of her grandparents versus in her own house with her own room. And she lost her childhood home, but she was not homeless. So I do get both sides of their argument. Now, Alicia, once they pull up, claims she can't stop crying. And I said to myself, what the F are you crying for? Like, I get that it's triggering. I get that you're having an argument with somebody you've known your entire life because their mothers were best friends. I think there's like an 8-year age difference, they said. So I can understand that, but like to cry just because you have a disagreement with somebody you care about, like grow thicker skin, please. Like, why are you crying? But Joellen gives her glasses. They go inside and Liz is just carrying on. And I'd like to remind everybody that Liz was just carrying on. I'm starting to see now that Liz's reputation for being mean may not be because she's mean, but it may be because when she's irritated or mad, she carries on and on and on and on and does not back down. But inside, Rich is singing his little jams, and Liz is bothered now, not just by Alicia. She is also bothered by Joellen. The reason she's bothered by Joellen is because she feels like Joellen acted as if she agreed with what Liz felt about Alicia's family because Joellen's husband, I'd like to remind everybody, not Joellen's husband's mother was very good friends with Alicia's mother. So he made a comment, not Joellen. Because Joellen was there, Liz feels like Joellen is flip-flopping because she agreed with them at that dinner, but now in front of Alicia, while she's upset, she's telling her that her feelings are validated and all of those things. And even though none of us really agree that Alicia was truly homeless by what most people would think of the definition is, I haven't seen one person on the internet negate her feelings. Everybody has validated this lady's feelings. She just used the wrong terminology if we're thinking and living life by semantics and textbook definitions and shit. But just because she went from her parents' house to the basement of her grandparents' house, that is a big change, especially if that happened when she was a teenager, so 16. So she was able to reason with the fact that her dad was leaving them, understand the situation that her mother was in. I can understand if that's her first time going through something, why it would be difficult for her. But to argue with your friend over it, to me, is absolutely ridiculous. I wish these two would have just, Liz and Alicia, I wish they would have just talked about it when she said it, instead of Alicia waiting to express feelings about being bothered. And then Liz also went and talked about it again, even after saying something. So I don't quite understand it. I thought she said she was 16.
No, she said she was younger. She was a
She
kid.
was younger.
Yeah.
Okay, if you were 6 or 7, Alicia, please. Please. I'm thinking this whole time that she was like 16. I can understand. If you were 6 or 7, yeah, that could be difficult. But
you're not understanding from adult perspective what's really going on here.
Yes.
And I think that that's where I have confliction with Alicia. I'm not trying to negate her experience either, because she is very valid in how she feels. But my parents divorced at that age. When I was that age, I didn't understand what the hell was going on at that. All I knew is my mom and my dad were not together anymore, and that brought me a lot of emotional stress. And then they didn't handle it in the way where we're seeing today, where parents are at least friends, so that way we can, have somewhat of a family. My parents completely just said fuck it and went in their own separate corners. So,
it sounds like Alicia's parents did the same thing.
the same thing.
I think when you're
Yes.
6 or 7, divorce
You're
is
not
definitely going to impact you differently than if you're 8 or 12 or 16 to 18. Like, it's going to impact you differently. It's always going to impact you, but it's going to impact you differently. If this lady is really believing that she was homeless as an adult, understanding life today based on how it was back then, she definitely needs therapy, but I don't think it's Liz's place to hold her accountable on camera. Liz should have pulled Alicia to the side off camera, since she's known her entire life, and had that conversation. But at the event, Liz is still upset. She's still very much upset. I get what she's saying about Joellen switching up. Joellen is messy. I like Joellen, and I've said the whole time I think she's good TV. Do I think she's a great person? I can't say that. I've only watched her for a couple episodes out of a season, but she's messy enough and doesn't give a damn enough, and will stand up and yell and give the same energy to every person, which tells me she's being herself and she's authentically entertaining. She's good for TV, but the bitch is messy. She is. I don't quite see Liz's argument. We'll discuss it more as we go on, but I wish Liz would have not said anything about the homeless comment in general, because the audience would have gathered Alicia together. Because if Liz didn't make an issue with the comment, trust and believe everybody watching probably would have had an issue with the comment. Ashley comes in and she realizes there's an extreme amount of awkwardness at the table. And I was just happy she didn't cry. Ashley tends to cry whenever she seems like, she just cries all the time.
When she doesn't understand the situation, or when she could be overwhelmed with whatever situation she walks into. Yeah, she cries a lot. And it's like, I'm glad she didn't either.
She looked like for a minute, like she almost cried with the tension and how uncomfortable she did. It did look like she wanted to cry, but I was happy she did not. We do get to meet a good friend of Rosie's, who is the wife of an ex-NFL player. I think it was the Patriots, the team they said that he played for. Don't sleep on the news anchor. I think that's why a lot of these people have a beef with Rosie, because I feel like Rosie has a lot of wealthy and or well-connected friends in and outside of Rhode Island, and I think that might bother some of these ladies, but I'm gonna digress. I enjoy Rosie thus far. I have no complaints. But Rich comes out, sings his little song. I wasn't impressed. If I gotta listen to it, I'll listen to Frank. It was not bad though. Rosie was very proud of her husband. She says she don't have a problem letting him be the star. Okay, Rosie. After the performance, Alicia says to Liz at the table that she's so sorry and that she does love her and she doesn't want to argue with her. And Liz explains that she is tired of these women making her out to be a mean person. And I'm looking at Liz like, this was not the time to do that. All the fuck you had to say was, I love you too. We'll talk later. Liz instead decides to continue her crash out at the event, and it looked like they was on a little intermission. And to me, Liz was overly aggressive with everybody. I personally looked at her before she pushed Joellen in that chair, and I was like, this bitch ain't sober. Okay. Something like she did not seem sober. She was acting off. I know that they drank on the way there in the car. They was eating on the way there because they was hungry. Maybe she had a little bit too much to drink, but Liz was acting off to me. She ends up going in on Joe Ellen while Rich is singing. And I didn't really have a problem with them arguing while the man was singing. I felt like that's classic housewives chaos. Somebody's trying to either play, I'd be feeling for waitresses, performers. Housewives always act a fool when people are performing. I'm used to that part. The problem I had was Liz playfully tugged on this lady's hair, pushed the lady in her chair, kind of like when Kim Fields got done by Kenya Moore in that chair. She
Yep.
pushed that lady in her chair away from her and had her hands all in her face. Joellen did eventually walk away because they know that Joelle is the one person on the cast that's not scared of her. Notice everybody was not worried about Liz, which tells me Liz is not the one that's big and scary. It's Joellen, because everybody said, Joellen, don't engage. Don't engage, Joellen. Don't engage. That's all you heard. And then she got up and walked away. I feel like Joellen would have knocked Liz upside her head with something if she would have stayed there. So I was glad that she walked away. Don't push me. Don't push an object I'm leaning on. Don't snatch from me. Don't pull my hair. Don't touch me if we're having a heated exchange. I feel like Liz was trying to provoke Joellen, but it didn't work. I didn't like the scene at all. And then also, Rosie was funny as hell. Rosie said, I'm just glad it's not me for a change. I'm like, Rosie, I thought you were proud of your husband. Now you just glad it's not you arguing, but your husband made it very clear he did not want these women arguing at the show. So I feel like Rosie should have told them to shut the fuck up. It was her opportunity. However, I don't think Liz was sober, and I definitely feel like she was trying to provoke Joellen. But how did you feel about it?
I have to give, because I watched this episode twice. I watched it this morning and I watched it this late afternoon. So I did not have the same opinion that I had about it this morning to this afternoon. I have to give Joellen her flowers, a round of applause, and take my hat off to her, because the way Liz would have tipped out of that chair had it been me. Joellen has the patience of God. Because there's absolutely no way you gonna pull on my fucking hair and then push my fucking chair while I'm sitting in it and then provoke me and shit. You would have got exactly what you were asking for. Exactly what you were asking for, because now you just assaulted me. Like, I don't give a fuck if she pushed her chair. I don't give a fuck if she threw a cotton ball or a Q-tip in Joellen's direction. I would not have been mad if Joellen would have slapped the shit out of her right in that chair. I would have been so happy and would have clapped and would have been on Joellen's side, because Liz did way too fucking much.
I think it's also dangerous when people are comfortable getting physical. Like a person that's so comfortable getting physical in an already heated circumstance. Like, you cannot trust that person. To me, if a friend put their hands on me, we'll never be cool again.
No.
Like, ever, ever, ever. And that's in any capacity. Don't pull my hair. Don't push a chair. Don't do anything.
No, don't be disrespectful. And the thing about it is, Liz was wrong. I don't care how Liz tried to flip this on Joellen. Yes, Joellen is messy. And in this moment, I don't feel like Joellen was being messy. I feel like she was trying to mediate the situation, because Liz, you were fucking wrong. I don't care how you tried to. I don't care how it made you look, because that's all she was worried about. Y'all are going to make me look like the asshole. You were being an asshole. Regardless if you felt, even though you were right in the situation. I got somebody to drop my microphone, because I'm mad that Joellen really did not do more in that situation. I wish she would have done more.
No, I don't think she should have, because Joellen came on strong this season. She came in hot, messy, and as a married person, you generally don't want to attack another married person's struggle, public or not. So I feel like Joellen came in this season hot, and if she would have done something, it would have been more problematic. Her walking away did help her and also expose Liz.
No, it did. Yeah, it did exactly what it needed to do. But I'm just saying, for me, I would have still been on Joellen's side. Hey, she took the negative route and knocked the shit out of her in that chair. Like
But I do
Liz,
think Liz will give special treatment because she is the connector to Dolores and this show, which is what made people even want to watch. Because if any of these other ladies would have got physical, who knows if they would have been back for season 2, because they're getting a little stricter. But let me get through these comments. American Board said, when you get mad, that's me. I cry
that's
when
me
I'm mad.
too. Yep, that's me
Yeah,
too.
it keeps others from getting hit. So
Yep.
I think it's healthy
Let
to
me
cry.
cry these tears because yes, let me get that emotion out.
But
My
I
mom told
needed
me get it out.
Alicia, when you've known someone as long as you've known Liz, I expected her to be the person to not have a tear and to get right back in that lady's face. Bitch, you not gonna corner me in no fucking car. That was the time for her to.
That was the time for the car to tip over too. Because first of all, how
I would
you
have
get
told
mad
the
about
driver, pull this motherfucker over. Okay, I don't ever
right?
want to
I'd have been
hear
like,
it for
God,
the rest of the
yes.
way.
Okay, because all kind of shit would have been thrown in Liz's direction. Because what the fuck are you talking? How you mad at
Liz has
me?
no respect for people's personal space
Mm-hmm.
when she is angry, and that's so dangerous because she's
That
going to meet the
is
right one day.
absolutely.
American Boy said Liz is no longer the favorite. I don't think she ever
She ever
was.
was. She was never the favorite.
It
We were
seems like
all we were
Alicia,
side eyeing her when that Dino situation came up, and we were like, "Oh yeah, and she flipped on
Alicia
Kelsey.
and Joe Ellen and Rosie, I think, are the 3 people online that people seem to love because Alicia's just
Yeah,
so Rhode Island unapologetically. She gives us our ditziness. Rosie has just done well. Who else did I say? Joellen,
Joellen.
she
Yeah,
was messy and she keeps the plot going. So I think those two definitely stand. That's why I was looking like, why are Liz and Alicia first chair? Like,
that the
stop. What are
seating
they going to
chart
talk
made
about?
no sense
Crackers
to
in this
me.
one argument?
That made no sense to me at all. If anything, Rosie should have been first chair
Absolutely.
against Liz. I get Liz as the connector, so they're always going to put the connector. But Rosie should have had first chair. And if Rosie didn't get it, then I wouldn't have been mad if Kelsey got it. But Alicia, no. Or even if Joellen was first chair, I wouldn't have been mad because
I would
Joellen
have
was
because
keeping.
she connects to all of the drama in some way too. But
Yeah,
yeah, I don't think
Alicia,
Liz was
no.
ever a fan favorite, but she's definitely not going to be.
Yeah,
Naya says she agrees, but at this point, let it go. Alicia is emotional and Liz is defiant. Preach. And Liz is starting to look crazy. Liz has looked crazy to me for a while.
from episode 1 when we first met her, I said, "Oh no."
From the very
Yeah,
beginning, from the very, very beginning. It looks like American Board is agreeing. She lost her cool, Carbon, and had to share a bed with her mom. Oh, she lost her cool Carbon. Damn. Yeah. I mean, at 6 or 7,
yeah.
I just the fact that that's what she's crying over, Alicia is too much, but at least she's herself. I'll give her that. She's funny. She's entertaining. I didn't get my own room. I never had my own room. And guess what? When I moved out, I got with my husband. I've literally never had my own bedroom in life.
I can't say the same. I've had my when I was a
Never.
teenager, I got my own room. When I was 14, like my mom ended up finding a place where we could have our own rooms. Like I
God
was so
bless
very
your mama.
yeah.
Okay. But mine, I'm seeking compensation. I have never had my own room. Somebody invite me somewhere and say my husband ain't invited so I can get my own room. I need my own room. I need to know what it's like. I've never really done that. I'm gonna figure it out one day. American Boy said Alicia's family backed her. Of course they did. That's her family.
I would expect them to do that. If they didn't, I would be looking at the family sideways because I wouldn't give a fuck if I was wrong. You gonna back me?
Right, that's family. But
Yeah.
it says, and not Liz. So her argument that her family would be mad, she said that she was homeless, wasn't true. So mind your business, Liz. Honestly, this is the example of why I don't get close to friends' families. I don't. I don't want to be pulled into the family drama because then when they all make up, if you even had an opinion and did nothing to nobody, you are enemy numero uno.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I
I
think in
don't,
their instances, because their moms were friends, I think that that's kind of like it's like a Portia and Shamia kind of situation.
and you see how that ended. I actually think it's
Yes,
extremely dangerous for people to get so close. Like you can have a relationship. Like I know most of my friends' parents have been around them, drank with them, but we just not gonna make that a regular thing. I think also with Alicia's family, Alicia gave them just her side of the story, and she gave the vaguest explanation of what happened. So if I would have got the story that her family got, I would have backed her as well. Maybe the family feel differently when they watch. Bring all the
I
munchies
don't think
on.
they'll feel differently. I think they still feel the same because regardless if that's how Liz felt, it's still not your place to speak on. Like, let her have her
Liz,
experience.
Alicia's not ready for the real questions,
No,
which
she's not.
is why the fuck was your mama not independent enough to find her own shit? I just want to know that. Like, if my husband were to leave me tomorrow, I probably wouldn't be on as many vacations, but I could still afford to pay the bills. It
Yeah,
should always be that way. It goes to another
absolutely.
lesson. Like, women should always be prepared, even if you're a housewife, whatever. Be putting hiding money under the mattress, in your bra, wherever you gotta hide it. Like,
Yeah.
no man should be able to put you out like that. Ashley was made for Bachelor Nation. That's for yeah, Ashley. I like her, but she's
This
y'all
ain't the
show us
forum for her.
actually.
This is
It's
not the
not.
forum for her. This is definitely not the show for her.
When we're
It-
giving this lady congratulations for not crying.
yeah, there's a problem here. It's much bigger than yeah.
Okay, it wasn't just me. American Boy said I wasn't impressed
I
with
didn't even
this.
pay attention to the scene. I was too busy yelling at the screen at Liz saying you better leave her chair alone. What the fuck wrong with you? I wasn't even paying
American
attention.
born is all of us. If she shoved my chair, it would have been on and popping.
Yeah, Joellen got the strength of the saint because when I tell you
I would
she
have
had
tilted her chair. Bitch, now you on the floor.
yeah, all you saw was hair and attitude because I'm telling you, it would have been on and popping at that table.
It was
They'd
a
have shut the
decent
place down.
it was a decent show for the husband. The housewives up front whisper arguing was so comical. Right. That's classic housewives chaos. We love to see it. We love to see it. But Liz took it there, tugging on hair and sliding and pushing chairs. She did way too much. All the walking back and forth. It was. Rosie took the chaos very well. I truly believe Rosie when she said she was glad that it wasn't them because they have been on her ass since episode 1.
Yep.
It took Rosie cussing that bitch out and calling her a slam pig for them to leave her alone. And you know what? Shout out to her husband because when your man gives you permission to unleash, you really unleash.
Yep.
You really unleash. You act the complete fool. Joella was so contained. It's given she knew that bitch was high. I'm Naya. I think Liz was
Damn.
on something. She was not sober. I've said it over and over. That lady was not sober acting the
She
way she
wasn't.
acted.
No, absolutely. I
And that's not
agree.
weed. That ain't weed she's on. Weed don't do that to you.
I was with the auntie when we get there. I was with the auntie. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Liz is lucky, right? She knew.
Oh, absolutely. She knew. She knew. Joellen wasn't gonna do nothing to her. That's because they're all scared of her. They all said it. They're scared of Liz, and I'm like, I don't understand. Liz don't look like, but she 90 pounds. What the fuck are y'all scared of?
I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be Tupac. The only person I fear is God.
Right.
I don't care how big or small you are. I'm gonna try.
But okay, for real, we
Don't
just gonna
play
be some.
with me.
Listen, we gonna be some bouncing the swing of motherfuckers. Because I'm
Right.
telling you, it ain't. Listen,
If I can't beat you, I could tire you out.
right?
All
we gonna
133
have
pounds.
to do a dance routine. Because I'm telling you, ain't listen. It ain't nothing but a word. Because I'm not finna listen. You ain't finna punk me. Like I'm sorry, it's not happening.
Right. That's all you got to do is show them. You can fuck with me all you want, but I'm gonna give you hell every time you do it.
Absolutely.
Oh, American Boy said we Italians. I love Italians.
I do too.
And the food. I'm always meeting. I have a cousin in New York, and the Italians out there fed me. They fed me, and it was the best
and
meal.
Plates be big. I don't know where
And
you
I
get your
live in
plates from.
California. Do y'all know how hard it is to find a good Italian restaurant in California?
Yeah. You'll find a good Mexican food place. You'll find a good Chinese food place. But when it comes to Italian food, baby,
I don't know what it is. I can't really find it.
we struggle with Italian food in the Bay Area.
Pomodoro with a prayer.
Oh, I remember. I went on a date at Pasta Pomodoros. I remember that.
I see a lot of people go on dates there.
That's I went on a date. It is a random, but it's still good though.
We got sidetracked. I really do enjoy Italian. So shout out to all my Italian people. We Italians are hot-headed. I threw a girl over the lunchroom table in middle school at the Catholic school. Are you in the Midwest?
Where are you located, American Boy? I don't think I've asked you either. Where are you located?
My husband's mother, their side of the family is from Chicago. He went to school in Chicago for I think a year or two, and he said like all the schools are Catholic or something. So I'm
Mhm.
like, are you in the Midwest? Maybe not. American Born could have left. I'm just curious. Not baddies in the video. Yes, Rosie should have been first chair.
She should have,
She,
yeah.
she definitely should have. She went through a lot. Liz got
She
Naya.
was she was on someone coagulating in that because Liz lost her
She
fucking
was
mind, and it
slurring
didn't
her
stop
words.
either. That's what's so crazy.
She was slurring her words. If you look at her pupils, they did some things, and it was just the way that she like manically would like stare at Joellen before doing something highly inappropriate. She would like stare at her with like this creepy, crazy eye. I'm sorry. Thank you, American Born. You need to have your own room at some
Yeah,
point.
maybe when y'all build a house, build a his and her suite, where you don't necessarily have to stay in either or, just have like your own space.
I know. We always say when we do purchase something, kids or no kids, we're gonna need 3 to 4 bedrooms because I'm gonna have my space. He gonna have his space,
My
and then we need a
grandparents
little
had his and
space.
her suites. Like my
Yes,
grandparents didn't share like until they moved to Arizona. That's when they started sharing a room. But no,
yeah.
they
We
definitely.
have to sleep together though, because otherwise we don't sleep. He's very clingy and handsy and affectionate. And me, I just like to know he sleep by me because if somebody come in, he could karate chop their ass. But you know,
Not karate.
do it, whatever it is he gotta do, okay? Because I take too long to wake up. Uh Hi Lexi Lean. Hello, hello,
Luckily, thank you for
hello.
being here. Hey Naya,
That's what we do, feed people. We always make
I
food.
love it.
Italians
I love
will.
it. I would love to experience like a New Jersey like Italian
That's what I got
situation.
to experience.
I didn't get to experience
And
that.
that
Like I've
turnpike
never.
traffic. That shit is the devil. That traffic.
I need to lose some weight first. Let me lose about a good 50 pounds, and then I'm coming.
I don't think you look fat, but you keep saying you need to lose weight. And
I
I've
need to,
seen James
girl.
in person recently. I didn't
Yeah,
feel
it
he
was
was
2 weeks
fat.
ago. Girl,
Yeah.
listen, I've gained so much weight. It is crazy.
Oh. So
I've
you
gained
ain't
so
gotta
much
suck
weight.
it in. It's you who knows. The rest of us
It's
don't.
in my face. It's in my
Oh, you're
face.
in Kentucky.
Oh, I love Kentucky. I do.
She got weak bone.
She might got the strength of a crackhead. When we still over talking, it wouldn't matter to me, but it would,
Oh my
but yeah.
gosh. Shout out to Naya, y'all. Whenever Naya builds a channel, we are all going to show her love. She is truly naturally funny. My grandfather worked on the railroads in West Virginia, saved up and bought a farm and still in the family. Oh,
Oh,
wow.
okay, yeah. I
He's
was
got
actually
family
just
in Midwest.
reading. I was watching a YouTube situation about West Virginia because there's so many abandoned towns, and so I was like,
Me
why
and
don't
James
people?
have a friend from high school. Well, his friend now, I don't talk to the wench no more, but I
I
wish her
haven't spoken
well.
to her in years.
She is in
Stop
West
putting that on me.
Virginia.
I have
She's in
not talked to
West
that
Virginia.
lady in 5 years.
Did she tell everybody you like her brother?
Well, that's fine. She could say that because in
She
some
said she
instances I
ain't told
probably
me.
was. But that I have not talked to that lady in 5 years. I have not spoken to maybe even longer than that. I know it was around
Last
pandemic
conversation
time.
we had when she tried to cuss me out, one of the things she said to me, I'll say it on the internet because nobody know who we talking about. You stole James from me. I said, oh, I didn't realize that he was for sale. I didn't realize that he was something that could be stolen.
Like, here's the thing.
And
You
then
and
I told
I
her, don't you be
maintained a
mad at me.
relationship since like literally we kept in contact. I didn't hear from her from years at a time.
That's because when James don't call me, I call him. Where the fuck you at,
Yes.
Negro?
Right.
You alive? Your
She ain't
bones work?
called. And then the thing about it is I can't call her because she don't keep the same number. So what the hell am I calling? So it's like, no, I have not spoken to her in 5 years. Like I have
That's
not spoken to
okay.
her. And when I spoke to her, she was trying to invite me to her wedding. And I was like, I
That's
don't
where
know
I
your
stopped
husband.
talking to her
I
because
don't
she's
know your
like,
husband. Now, why would I don't feel comfortable going. And then when I found
well,
out you weren't going, I was like, I'm really not going.
oh, yeah, we got to talk. That was the situation. Not us. Apparently, I stole him, y'all.
And then she ain't giving me back either. So I mean, I'm
I
not giving her back.
stole
Yeah.
him.
So it is what it is.
Oh,
We
yeah.
stuck with each
Well,
other for life.
yeah. I mean, James, I vibe with James. He don't. I think he's gotten on my nerves once
Yeah.
in like
Yeah.
20 years. So
That's crazy.
yeah,
Just one time in 20 years. Yeah.
that's about it.
That's about it.
I'm keeping him.
Yeah, she got over real quick, but it was literally in a few hours. I was like, oh shit, well damn, I'm not gonna do it again, but damn, that was quick.
Lord, Lord help her. No, she really think I stole you because she told somebody that recently. Somebody from our high
Really?
school hit me up. I said, "Oh my
After
God,
all this damn time,
yeah."
she
I
must
said,
watch us. She must watch us. She watches us.
"Yeah,
She
well,
has to, because there's no way she would still know this after all this damn
watch my backhand, keep my name out your mouth,
time.
folks. You know what it is." American Horror Day. Yes, West Virginia was ruined. It was. I watched the documentary
Yeah,
on
I
it.
was
It's
watching
actually
that.
really sad. It's
That,
actually really, really sad. My sister thumped the girl in Rhode Island and had to go to court over it when she lived there. Not they
oh
took her to
wow.
court. I'm sure your sister had good reason. Tell her I'm on her side.
Yeah,
Oh.
we on her
Um,
side.
we move on, you guys, back into the show. Liz's daughter won a dance competition. I love a dancing baby. I dance coming up, so I love to see other little girls dancing. And she does look like she's good at what she does. That is definitely Liz's twin. They take her out to celebrate at a place called Twin Oaks in Rhode Island, which apparently, or not Liz's daughter, Alicia's daughter. Liz ain't got no kids. But apparently, Twin Oaks is where members of the mob and I guess those into the illegal type of activities like to hang out. Thank you for giving us the background on that, Alicia. That's why she's pivotal, because she actually gives us Rhode Island and can give us some history and things of that nature. But Alicia tells her family about Liz saying that she was never homeless. She doesn't tell them how Liz also commented, "You had a big, beautiful family that was there." She tells her just the vague, like, response. The family read Liz for filth. They said she's jealous and asked about if the medicine is tripping her out. One of her aunties said, Liz be on that medicine. And it sounded like they were saying the medical marijuana, but she doesn't engage with it. Alicia was actually trying to defend Liz, but that auntie maintained, if y'all pay attention, not just that. She said that. That auntie seemed to think that Liz was probably on one and tweaking, which is what I saw as well. But I think it's nice that Alicia's family did what family should do
That
and
auntie
supported her.
said, "I'm willing to bet you." When that auntie said that, I said, "Okay, auntie, you know some shit." Because remember, Liz is older than Alicia, and then their moms were friends. So that leads me to believe that auntie done saw some shit.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You probably right. You probably right. Nice and auntie knows. I
Yep,
love that for Alicia and her daughter and Pizza Billy. I love the family that she has. Her family's entertaining. It gives classic Housewives of New Jersey
it
before
does.
the Melissa and Joe and Teresa BS. Like, I enjoy seeing Italian families. I will always think that's television gold. Italian families and Black families on TV is always a time. Okay. It was funny on the after show. Alicia said that Liz wasn't even Italian. She's Syrian, right? Or
Yeah.
something different.
No, that's Rula. Rula is Syrian. I forgot what Liz was.
Rula
Whatever.
Syrian and Persian.
That was Rula.
Yeah. But what
Rula
is
is.
Liz?
I don't know what Liz is.
Is
I
she?
forgot.
I don't know.
I
She
really
looked the
really
part.
did
She got the
forget.
tan. Hell, she got the
Not,
tan.
not the team.
I mean, she do shit. Lebanese, maybe. I feel like that is familiar. So we might have heard that on the show. I do like that, even though it's a Rhode Island cast, we do have a cast full of like diversity. The country is very diverse, so we should see cast on TV that are diverse.
Yes.
Did you want to add anything to the family scene before we move forward?
No, other than the fact that it was hilarious, we can move forward.
Liz and Kelsey meet with Dolores. Why is her dog named Dog?
It was so much wrong with this scene. I'm just like,
Why is the
y'all,
dog named
why is the
Dog?
dog Dolores? Now, come on now. Now,
I forgot this dog's name was Dog, but they get to the scene. They discuss the issues between Liz and Alicia. It seemed like Liz was annoyed with Joellen because she feels like Joellen wants to be in the middle of the situation, but she also feels like Joellen always wants to be in the middle of situations that have not shit to do with her. I do agree with that. But Joellen is doing the job that she is being paid to do, baby. She is on a television show, so I don't expect her to operate like you would, in day-to-day life. Like you're on a show, the more business she's in, the more she's on camera. So I'm not mad at Joellen for that, but I do kind of see Liz's perspective with that. It seems like Liz is also mad and feels like Joellen was not truly mediating, because she said that Joellen was validating the feelings that Alicia had, which she is okay with, but she does not feel like Joellen was validating her feelings. She feels like Joellen just wants to be liked by everybody, but she also feels like Joellen is messy. And I'm looking at these three because these are the three mean girls who all came for Rosie, which is part of why some of the scenes that they showed of Joellen being messy, because production, it looked like, was trying to side with Liz by showing receipts for her. But at the same time, they all work together to come at Rosie. Now y'all having beef with each other, and you have beef with each other about being the way that you were toward Rosie and the other women who weren't in your little core three or whatever the hell we gonna call it. So I kind of feel like y'all ignored the beef with Kelsey, and you were okay with Joellen digging into Rula, but now that Joellen is not mediating in a way that suits you, you have a problem with her. I just get annoyed with all of it. Kelsey seems to think that the nucleus, as she says, of the problem is that Liz does not trust Joellen. And I do agree with Kelsey, because it does seem like Liz has feelings about Joellen. She says that she's the actual scary one in the group, not her. Kelsey, Dolores, and Liz all also made comments about Alicia, that if I were Alicia, I wouldn't be friends with any of these women anymore. They said that they don't think that Alicia's strong-minded, and kind of like ignored and dismissed like any concern or anything having to do with Alicia, and they're so focused on Joellen. But I noticed they spoke extremely negatively about Joellen and Alicia in ways that an issue this trivial should not have caused them to do. So I'm kind of looking at Liz and Kelsey as like the problems in this group. They seem very toxic, in my opinion.
I agree.
They're just less in your face. Like, Joellen's being who she is, so when she's messy, we're gonna catch it. We're gonna see it. But Liz and Kelsey like to do shit under the radar, but they're both not that smart. I'm seeing too. So I don't know. How did you feel about their talk with Dolores?
I didn't like it. I thought it was very counterproductive on especially Liz's part, because I think what Liz is missing in this whole thing with Joellen is that you were in the wrong, regardless of whether you felt like Joellen had good intentions to mediate or not. You were still in the wrong. And the problem that I have with Liz, I would have agreed with Liz too about Joellen if Joellen was putting it in her face that, oh, you knew you were wrong, or it was being messy. She literally was trying to, one, console both of them in different ways, which is difficult to do when you know somebody is in the wrong, but you don't want to call it out because it would actually highly intense the situation even further. And I feel like Joellen was trying to prevent that from happening. But the only way she could do it is, one, consoling her and validating Alicia, which is correct. And then also saying, hey, I still love you too. I want to be there for you. The problem with Liz is Liz knew she was being the asshole, but didn't want anyone to correct her. That was the whole problem that I had with Liz, is Liz didn't want anyone to correct her. That's the problem. It wasn't about Joellen being messy.
I definitely feel like it's age. And when they showed the clip of what we're going to see, like in the trailer, they showed a clip of Liz literally saying she doesn't think that she's ever wrong.
Yes.
I believe her. She has also said that earlier on. I feel like this is one of those older women that is friends with women that are a little bit younger than her, so that she can look like she's always right. It's giving Kimmy Scott.
It is.
Kimmy Scott from Love and Marriage Huntsville. There's a lot of people who do that, but that scene just showed me that, like, you're literally mad at Joellen for doing something that you are okay with her doing to other people, but now that it's coming back on you, you got a problem.
You have a problem with it, exactly, and that's why I said I understood what you were coming from by saying, because she is correct. But in this instance, because we have to make this situational, we can't make this general with Joelle. Like, we're talking about a specific situation and the fact that you were wrong in this situation. But the problem is that you're fine with Joellen until she has to correct you on you being wrong. You're fine with it with it's anybody else, just like with example with Rosie.
I did state that but I don't think it should be looked at as situational just because Joellen has moved messy as
No,
hell.
she has,
But
but at the same
I think the
time,
one thing, regardless of if you look at it based on just this isolated situation or if you look at it as a whole, Liz is wrong. She's
no,
just wrong.
Liz is wrong. That's why I'm saying, like, I felt like, to me, don't get mad at her when the shoe's now on your feet. Don't get mad at her then.
That's
Get mad at
usually
her
what
for
messy
every
people
situation.
do, though. Like whenever people bond and have fun, giving people hell the way that these ladies enjoy doing that to Rosie and Rula to a certain extent, you
Yes.
cannot trust people like that. Because why are you enjoying calling this out? Why are you so invested in being in this lady's business? Like
But she did the same thing with Kelsey when it came to Rosie.
she
We
did.
all knew Kelsey was wrong as fuck, but she was trying to make Kelsey right in the situation by telling Rosie she overreacted. Let's say, for example, we see when the Dino shit got called out by Alicia. You see how she got mad at Kelsey? It didn't really get mad at
Liz
Alicia,
has been
but
doing the exact same
she does
thing
the same things.
the
Yes.
entire time. I think we've all noticed it. That's why Liz has never been a favorite.
Yep.
I just think now she's making herself look
Look
extra
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah.
Are you drilling something?
Me?
No, I think my husband is drilling something.
Oh, I was like, girl, no. Like, you got me looking
Sorry.
like, girl, no, it's quiet up in
Sorry.
here.
Oh, American Boy said the dog almost got Liz. I trust an animal. Okay, that dog
I
wanted
was ready for him to.
no ass.
I was waiting for the dog to bite the shit out of her. I was like, oh yes, get her.
Lord. Liz might be on the booger sugar based on what Dino in trouble with. I
Yeah,
wouldn't
I'm
be
not
surprised.
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, because
Your own supply.
people on weed, I'm gonna defend the potheads. We ain't got the energy for nothing but finding a snack in the fuckets, and that's it.
Where are they with that case anyway? I need to look that up. Where are
It's
they on
being
that?
developed right now.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I spoke about it on one of the lives I do to
hmm
discuss like what's going on with my shows, but I haven't discussed it further. I'm kind of like you. I need resolution
I
and
need resolution. That's why I asked where it is. It's like, is it been
yeah,
resolved? Where
no,
we in court?
they have
Okay.
a long ways to go,
Oh, it's
which is
that
good
big.
because we're
Okay.
only in season one. Amen.
Right.
Um, Liz wasn't on reconciliation time at all.
Nope.
Liz doesn't ever want to be held accountable, Naya.
Nope.
She does give Kimmy Scott. You could tell that she wants to be, she's like, I connect to Dolores, who's already a housewife. She likes to remind us of age. I just think it's weird how she moves. Liz don't want to be wrong and she always wants to be right. She obviously thinks she has the more wisdom than everybody else, but she messy and she mean and she too old for this. And she needs to get off whatever she's on because it makes her eyes look scary. But Ashley and Jared and the misery that is Jared's life, I'm going to start saying that when we talk about Jared because this is not a happy person. I don't know what's wrong with him. Maybe he needs a vacation from like his wife, his kids. Maybe he needs to pull a Marcel Scott and get the hell away from everybody. But they're trying to come up with drinks because Audrey's coffee is now Audrey's Coffee and Lounge. They're trying to sell drinks because they barely are making. It sounds like they're breaking even from what Ashley said. They said
hmm
She said they're just not doing so well. So they're
It's
like
not
they're
going over and
breaking even
above. Like,
and
yeah.
they're getting a little more than they should with breaking even, but they're not like so profitable to where there is raining money. Like they're very much struggling. They probably got enough to pay the bills and a little bit for themselves. But he just didn't seem interested in what she was saying. They were testing the drinks. What did y'all see on The Bachelor? Y'all got to tell me because I don't want to judge these people, but I don't watch The Bachelor. I'm not going to start. And I don't know anything about these people other than what I've seen on this show. She cries a lot, which has made me think that there's trouble in her marriage or something else that's going on that they don't want to talk about on TV. He always looks unhappy. Like when he was working in that first scene when we first met her,
hmm
and she was just talking to him and he's making drinks, like there was almost an aggression that was there, like as if any little thing could go wrong, he'd crash out or snap on her or maybe other people. Like I don't know what to do with this couple or how to properly review them, so I'm gonna leave it to my subscribers and to those watching the replay. Comment how you guys feel about this scene with Ashley and Jared, because I don't know what the fuck to say.
I
I
don't think
can't
any
really
of
say
us do.
anything bad about him, but I also don't have anything good to say about him. And I feel the same way about her. I'm just like, do he like her for real? Like, if my husband sees me while he's working, he becomes distracted and focuses on me. This man just does not seem to like this woman, but maybe they're just going through a hard time right now. I don't want to judge them too harsh. James?
I don't know what I'm looking at either. And that's a rare occasion because normally I know what I'm looking at. And I felt like I needed more time to really decipher like my discernment of them, but I still cannot put my finger on it because it could be the financial woes that's getting in the middle between them two. It could be that. But then the thing about it is, usually you see the other chemistry outside of finances that brings them back together. I'm not
Mhm.
seeing that either. So I'm just like, okay, so did y'all just get married on a whim and just hope it works out and then, thought the chemistry would come later? Like, I don't know what I'm looking at. And
I
then the
don't.
thing,
We've seen bachelor couples on like Marriage Boot Camp. Me and James loved Marriage Boot Camp.
yeah.
And their early seasons, they always had couples from The Bachelor on there. You could
Yeah.
see some type of love, a chemistry.
Yes.
I just don't see that with these two.
I
I
don't
feel like
see it
they're both
either.
drowning.
I feel like they're both, yeah, it's like it's either a trauma bond or it's I don't know what I'm looking at. And but the issue is with this business, I feel like okay, it needs to be one or the other. You either need to be a lounge or it need to be a coffee shop with some pastries and some sandwiches. I need it to be one thing.
I actually think coffee shop and lounge is smart and can work, especially if you have people like, there's a lot of people like myself out there who love coffee so much that when we do get a chance to go out for a drink, we're ordering espresso martinis or
Mhm.
wanting coffee with that or nearby. So I do think it's smart, but they're gonna have to do a little more, I think, with like decor and stuff. But Jared just seemed really closed off to this situation, and I think that's what's making it hard to read is him,
Yeah.
because she's coming up with ideas and being proactive. She's trying to support her husband. She's trying to help him with his business. She's
Right.
actually putting, word to action and all of those good things. I don't see him trying shit. I just see him sitting in misery, dismissive and reluctant when she's talking to him about ways to make their lives less miserable. I don't like people who sit and wallow in their sadness or their pity instead of being proactive and trying to find resolution. I've had friends complain to me about that. Like, I just want to be sad right now. Why are you proposing solutions so that they don't happen again? Like, I feel like that's a good quality to have if you're in business. Like,
Yeah, definitely.
you gotta be
It's like
proactive and do
it's like
something.
yes, like proactive and then finding resolution always. Like to me, always coming up with a scheme to make your day to day better, especially when you're in business. It's always coming up with reasonable solutions. It's always coming up with products. It's always coming up with marketing. It's a never ending cycle. And your next idea has to be better than your last one. So to me, they need to go back to the drawing
Dude,
board.
I don't know what he's doing, but he seems miserable. American Board said he's just seen clips of The Bachelor. I ain't even seen clips in a minute.
I haven't
Unless like
seen, yeah.
Grey's Anatomy and The Bachelor are airing at the same time, I'm likely not seeing what's going on.
She
I
like,
think
look.
they come on the same channel. I heard he didn't choose her, but I don't know if that's true. Ooh,
Oh,
anybody watching who's
okay.
a Bachelor fan, please comment in the
Yes,
comments or
please
in
let
the
us
live
know
chat,
if that's true.
because I've heard that happen before in Bachelor season. Sometimes I do see TMZ will post like scandals every couple seasons where someone didn't choose someone and divorces the second choice. Try like, I'm curious. He didn't at first from the clips. Oh wow, he didn't choose her at first. And now he got kids. Oh, it's given he's
Ooh,
miserable, but he one of the men that's gonna do the right thing.
I don't know how I feel about that
Oh,
because you didn't choose me, and then I ended up
absolutely
with
not.
you. No, no,
That's
no, no,
probably
no,
why
no,
she's
no,
so
no, no,
stressed out about
no.
him being happy, because she was
Okay,
not original.
okay. Well, then we need to Kelsey or not Kelsey. Ashley. We need to
Why is nobody
rearrange some
asking her
thought
about
here because
this?
why are we not calling this out? Why
I'm
are we
sure
not
somebody on this show has seen The Bachelor, especially since we have a
right?
local news girl. The local news be coming on them channels. I'm sure somebody on this show watches The Bachelor. Y'all sitting up here. I can understand Rula. I can understand Kelsey. Very juicy storylines, but I could give a fuck about Liz and Alicia. I want them to dig into that. Just saying. Dig into it. We have not seen this man with the baby or in a scene with his kids. That is very suspect. He was an overweight kid who I think has a twin.
Okay, but what that got to do with...
Sometimes kids that were overweight that later become handsome or sought after also grow handsome egos and change of attitudes.
Okay, but I'm trying to figure out, I don't give a fuck about him. I'm trying to figure out Ashley and why we settle for someone who didn't choose us is where my problem is.
That's why I say they need to dig into her. We're going to put a pin in that, though. We're going to put a pin in it. He's probably invested in this shop a lot because it keeps him away from her. I truly believe that now because he seems, I don't know, he seems miserable. If the man looked miserable, I'm assuming he's miserable. Listen, a man, even on his most tired day, if he likes and is happy with his wife, will greet her with some care.
Yeah, so, for sure.
American Born said Jarrett voted to send Ashley home and they Uno reversed it and he eventually chose her.
I couldn't
do dating shows.
I couldn't do no dating show. Like, that's not for me. That's not for me at all. We not even gonna play around like that because first off, I'm not gonna be nobody's like second option or the choice you didn't pick, because then that's always gonna come back in the relationship at some point.
Naya, you were correct. Lord, but y'all, we gotta move forward into Joe Ellen and Kelsey having a talk. They are, I think they were painting.
They're painting at Kelsey's condo.
Sure they were painting. But Joe Ellen feels like Liz is mad that she didn't defend her in the mediation. I did agree with Joe Ellen that Liz's behavior was inappropriate, but Joe Ellen has also been wishy-washy with her friends and how she moves. But I feel like if they all know that and still choose to be around her, then you cannot fault her for that.
I agree.
Like, and I know people might think that's crazy, but it's like, if you, for instance, if you got a friend that lie all the time and you know they be lying and you choose to still be their friend and then they lie on you, like,
you can't be mad about that.
You can't really be mad.
You can't be mad at that because you chose to still, exactly. Like, you can't be mad at that. Like, to me, that's kind of, once again, that word counterproductive comes back again. You can't be mad at somebody when you know the fact that they do it and then they do it on you. If they could do it to someone else, they could do it to you too.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's always that way. But this scene, I'm not going to get too much into it. I'm going to just say this is why I don't always trust friend groups. I'd rather have a friend across the country than have a friend in my face that moves funny and is wishy-washy and could snap on me or push me in a chair. I'd rather deal with peace than the foolery. But it really just seems like Joe Ellen and Liz don't like each other, and maybe they deal with each other for like whoever else is involved in their friend group.
Which is a dangerous thing.
Did you have anything else to add on this scene before we move into Liz's meeting with Rula?
No, we can move on to Liz's scene with Rula, which I thought was very interesting too, by the way.
Naya said Kelsey's picture was nice. That's all I got. Naya, you gave us something kind. Okay, what you got is enough. What you got is enough. Yes. Liz meets with Rula, and I would like to say, you guys, that we are grateful that Rula decided to come to work today. She doesn't always decide to come to work. Her name comes up, but she doesn't do much. Even Andy Cohen said the way that she reacts to things is fascinating. Okay, because even he can't figure this heifer out. But Rula arrives, and they discuss Joe Ellen and Liz and the situation with Alicia. And Liz basically explains that she has been questioning Joe Ellen's character and how she moves for a long time, and production provided receipts of Liz questioning Joe Ellen. So it does look like she's questioning Joe Ellen, but I feel like if you were really questioning her, you could have questioned her harder, but you didn't because you wanted to have allies on this show.
Yep.
Exactly. We ain't stupid. We are not stupid.
Thank you for calling that out.
I cannot. I just cannot. But that's what it is. And I believe it because you're friends with a housewife who is on a show that is literally on pause because of people having to pick sides.
Yes.
So I'm kind of just like, please don't do this. But hi. Liz says that her feelings towards Joellen are not new. And I do understand where Liz is coming from about Joellen because they provided receipts. I feel a fool not to acknowledge it. However, you cannot blame Joellen for you getting physical with her. You cannot blame Joellen for you not knowing how to control your temper for 30 fucking minutes while Rosie's husband sang a song. You could not control your behavior at all. Are you going to be accountable for that? You don't have to be accountable with other people if that's your problem, but you could be accountable with yourself for your behavior. So I just feel like Liz is looking now to align with Rula because it will probably irritate Joellen. I also feel that way because Liz ain't cared for Rula any other time. And Rula is just there, as Naya said, to jump Joellen. This was a scene of the famous saying, the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yep.
That's all this was. She
I
don't
agree.
think it was enough.
I felt like this was very calculated because now all of a sudden you want to show up with Rula.
Right.
And you want to talk about Joellen, but you were fine with the receipts that she had when y'all was in that castle. I didn't see you saying, "Hey, this is disrespectful to Rula. We're not gonna do this." Now all of a sudden that's why I said this was too calculated for me. I get the points that she's making about Joellen as well. I do agree with that. But the problem is once again, Liz is very convenient and very selective on the problems that she has with Joellen's messiness.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I can't get past. Like I'm sorry. Like Liz, this would have been nice, and if you stayed consistent the entire time, wouldn't have a problem with you. But the fact is, you're very calculated on how you see Joellen's messiness, especially when it's forward against you.
It's true. It's very, very true. American Boy said Rula needs to bulk up before she start a fight. She's so thin.
Yeah,
You know what?
can't even open her eyes at times. I ain't got time for that.
I believe that Rula's body is trying to tell her to get away from this man, and she is not listening to her body. I don't think the human body or God made us to be this way, or for us to attend to be around people that don't mean us well. Listen to your body. Her body is literally allergic to her husband, and she just ignoring it. They have bonded in war. They have.
Yeah.
They have. Y'all, we get into a scene with Kelsey. She's at the gym with Bill. They're working out. I guess he's really into working out. Good for him. He is in shape. And it sounds like he works in construction or something. So he should be working out. Protect them bones, Bill. Do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
But Kelsey left her rich ex, even though he's still paying her bills, because she says she wants to settle down, have kids, find a husband. You're not going to find a husband while the next nigga's paying your bills, baby. And if you do, it's not a husband that's going to be your forever husband. I'm sorry. It's not going to be that way. You are what you attract. And Kelsey is talking to Bill. Someone in the gym is like, so are you guys like official? Are you guys a couple? Because they're calling each other babe and all of this stuff. And Bill says that, yes, they're exclusive. I said, Kelsey, is this how you get boyfriends? Because she stood over him while he was working out until she got an answer. I said, damn, can he finish his set? Like, girl, you just want to. It's not normal to get out of one relationship and go straight into the other. You're going to be crying over the next nigga while you're with your new one. Like, she has no idea what she's doing and how to date. She's moving like a bop. She just is. I'm sorry. It's the truth. She says and has a talk with Bill because Bill is like, I guess Bill pays for her gym membership now, but he's still bothered because Kelsey's ex is paying her rent, her car payment, her car insurance, and her health insurance. He probably paying some other things too that she's not wanting to tell us. I promise y'all he is. And Bill doesn't like this. He's like, if you're going to be done with him and you want to be with me, you need to cut ties entirely. She seems to be hung up on her health insurance, and she gives a sad-ass story that did not move me about she went to the doctor. They found a tumor in her head. They decided to remove the tumor because if they did not, it would grow and make her blind. Her ex-boyfriend, because they were together at the time, and Rich said, you need to have good health insurance. Why? Because she requires 2 MRIs every year to ensure that this tumor does not grow back and that she does not lose her eyesight. Listen, it's a valid medical reason for needing medical insurance. But if you know that you have that situation with your own health, why the fuck wouldn't you be in the situation to pay your own shit? I have vertigo. I have thyroid issues, anxiety disorder, panic disorder, and several other actual conditions to where I'm I'm gonna make sure my health insurance is good at all time by myself. Okay. And then I have my husband too, because I'm not a bop like Kelsey, so he'll cover me too. But if you have genuine medical concern or the genuine need for insurance based on your health, why the fuck are you depending on the next person to cover it instead of getting off your ass and paying for it yourself? Because what if your ex does find someone he wants to marry? You think his new wife gonna be okay with him paying for his ex-girlfriend who lived with him for 10 years as insurance? Like, Kelsey just does not think in ways that tell me she wants to be with somebody. But I do agree with Bill. If you want to find your husband or your next relationship, you need to entirely let go of your ex physically, mentally, emotionally, financially, all of that. You just do. But how did you feel about her scene with Bill?
Bill, the writing is on the wall. It is very clear, it is very legible, and it is in your face. I don't know what Kelsey got between her legs that makes you feel like you need to compete with this man who is funding her lifestyle. I'm sorry. I know a lot of us want to look at Kelsey, but I'm looking at Bill because I wouldn't be bothered. Yes, she is extremely beautiful. I see it. I'm very clear of it. But the problem is that once again, her not letting go of this man should tell you all you need to know and more.
That's true.
You need to
I think
step.
they're definitely both wrong because it don't make sense that you want to be with somebody who's unavailable anyway, Bill.
Yes, that's why I'm saying I'm not looking at Kelsey because at this point, Kelsey's going to do what she's always done. Bill is the only person that has shit to lose because he can't compete with this man and he shouldn't have to. That's the
I
problem.
still feel like though, just because it is about her health, don't fucking come on TV talking about you letting the next person pay for your insurance because you have a medical problem. You are responsible for your health.
The simple solution is get a
Regardless.
fucking job and get health insurance
Well,
so you can pay
she
the
don't
shit
want to
on.
do that,
But
Jay.
she don't want to do that. Well, that's my problem. That's why I'm
Which is
looking
crazy
at
because it
Bill.
would be cheaper. You pay for health insurance. The health insurance I have through my job, they say if I am not at my job, that shit is $989 a month. You costed that other man more money by not getting the job because if you have the money taken out of your check, it's much less. It's much less because your
That's why I
employer
have to
pays a
understand
portion of
something.
that. She makes no
She
sense.
makes no sense. It's like, baby, you can work, you are capable, you can do everything. You got this man paying your rent, paying that car payment on that broke down ass Range Rover, and then he has to pay the insurance on that motherfucker too. He got to pay your health insurance. He got to give you money on the side because I don't know how else you funding going out to these restaurants and shit. Like, come on, Bill. The writing is on the wall. This lady is not letting this man go. She's not because she doesn't feel safe. That's ultimately what it comes down
She
to. This
doesn't
lady
feel
doesn't feel
safe
safe.
because she's a weak bitch. Learn to be
Yes,
independent. Women did not fight
exactly.
for us to get the right to vote and have credit scores, buy homes on our own, just for us to sit up and do nothing.
And
I
do
hope she
nothing.
does more. American Born said Rula couldn't whoop a cat at this point. And yes, her husband has her. She could not though. Rula do look hungry, but she probably microdosing Ozempic right there with him. Um, Rula is stressed, and that's a killer. Stress
Yep.
is a silent
It is
killer.
a silent killer.
It's a silent killer. Kelsey will drop Bill if she finds another rich man with the
Absolutely. That's
quickness.
why I said we
The
need to be. I
quickness.
need to. My advice needs to go to Bill. It doesn't need to go to Kelsey. It needs to go to Bill because Bill, what the fuck are you doing? Why does this lady have such a hold on you when you see all these fucking red flags and you're calling them out? Hello, what are we
Because
missing here?
Naya's correct. She is not ready to let the man or the money go. My
Right.
cousin
So
just had this done and only needs an MRI once a year. I believe it. I believe it.
I
I
believe
believe
it, but then also cases can be different. So I'm not going to
it
completely
also
demise her.
depends. Cases are different, but I do work for a health plan, and I will say that a lot of people just assume that cases are different based on medical need, and 9 times out of 10 is actually based on what your insurance will cover, which is
Right.
fucked up. That's why
Yeah.
free Luigi. Let me see.
Free Louis.
Once you work
Damn.
for them, you start to see like, oh my God.
No, I
I'm
can
not gonna
see.
say
Yeah, I can see. That's
it's
why I don't speak on that
different.
case because I see. I kind of
Because there
yeah.
was something when I was no shade, when I had Kaiser, there's something I have wrong with me where I have to get MRIs and scans for an issue that I have once a year. But when I'm with Kaiser, they're like once every 5 years. And it actually caused the problem. That's why I be saying kill a Kaiser. That's all I'm saying. Don't trust them. Did she ever say if she got her tumor taken care of? She did. They
She
removed
did. Yeah,
it.
they removed it.
And
Yeah.
that is why she has to get the MRI so that they can monitor and make sure they are not coming back. Yeah, step her cat game up. Bill is temporary and don't know it. I
No,
think
he
Bill
knows
knows
it. No,
he's
he knows it. That's why I'm
temporary.
looking at him.
That's why we're like, why are you staying in it? Because Bill is clearly aware that this girl is just looking for a man that can take care of her. And Kelsey's thing is date older because men that are younger, they'll entertain you for a little bit or might do a little for you, like Bill. But in the long run, you're coming at them, making it very clear that you have no intention of working or really doing shit. You're just going to be an added expense. Go for an older man who's okay with that.
Yeah, get you
If
somebody in his 60s that ain't got shit to lose and got so much to give. He don't give a fuck if you take 200,000 from his account every day and spend it. Get you
please.
somebody like that because to me, I'm sorry, you just it's such a disappointment when you see somebody that beautiful and just ain't got shit up in that brain.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe the Miss Rhode Island shit was bought. Miss Slam Pig USA.
Yep.
The last thing we see is Liz and Joellen finally have a sit down at a restaurant in the rain. I don't do the East Coast and the South like that. It'd be raining like the end of the world is there, and then 5 minutes later the sun want to come out and shit. No. Uh, but Liz and Joellen, they finally have a sit down and talk. Um, Alicia talks on the phone with Joellen a little bit before they have a sit down. She's happy that the two are meeting and going to talk. I actually respect Alicia for being loyal and waiting to answer a call before hearing if Liz and Joellen talked. I think that was smart. But Joellen is going in feeling like Liz is not going to apologize. And Liz went into it feeling like she's owed an apology and feeling like Joellen's not going to apologize. So I said, oh, this isn't going to go well because they both have the expectation of getting an apology. But I will say that Joellen did seem like the person more open to actually solving things
Yep.
and finding peace than just getting the apology. And I do agree with Joellen that Liz likes to make it seem like everyone has made her a villain and then blame her behavior on that versus taking accountability. Now, when Liz arrives, she immediately says she will not be discussing the homeless comment. I'm like, I hate when people do this. The whole reason the argument came about was because of the discussion of your homeless comment, right? And you were mad at her for not mediating about that comment, but you don't want her to be able to bring up the comment. That part kind of annoyed me. But Liz asked Joellen as a mediator why she didn't encourage Elisa to also be kind and why Joellen was primarily coming at her. And I was happy because Joellen said right to Liz's face, you were coming at Alicia hard. And we watched how these women spoke about Alicia, saying she's not the most strong-minded. It seems like Alicia is not a very confrontational person. I do think it's wrong to come at somebody hard who's not confrontational. James is not confrontational. He irritated me like a month and a half ago. I literally just talked to him about it and he seemed so bothered. So I had to be like, whoa, let me readjust how I am talking to him because I care. If you care about somebody, even if you are more aggressive in nature and don't mean no harm, once someone shows you that your aggression or your behavior, your tone is a bother to them, you could still make your point, but also adjust your delivery.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, like, it is normal for friends to have issues here and there. However, I think things become bigger when people don't listen to each other and don't care enough about each other to like recognize somebody is like triggered.
Right.
Like communicate. I just feel like Liz was very aggressive with Alicia, and Alicia just doesn't give me somebody you could have done like that. Like Alicia gives me someone that would have needed like a poster board like maybe a fun little presentation like what she did for her husband. Alicia needs a friend who would have done that for her or something and made it fun, letting her know, like, you see, babe, you had a house. You weren't homeless. Like maybe something like that would have worked. But Liz tries to say that she will not be called aggressive and she will not be told that she put her hands on anybody. Because, you know, Joella says she was aggressive and Liz is like, no, I wasn't. No, I wasn't. So then Joella brings up her smushing the chair, hitting the table, pulling her hair. And, you know, the crazy thing is at the end of this episode, I had this opinion. If Liz would have owned her behavior and lashing out, I would have been on her side a little bit because Joellen's track record has not been the best. So I would have been on her side, or at least on the side, like just squash it and move on. But because this lady could not admit or be accountable for not one thing, go to the basement of hell while the rest of us go to the bush and weep because you have stressed us out. You have stressed us out, Liz.
For no reason.
This is stupid.
For
Just
no
admit
reason.
you were aggressive because you got mad. It happens.
It
I do
happens
it all the time when I'm mad. If my friends don't tell me, like, you're hurting my feelings or you're being aggressive, I won't know. They like
Well, the problem is, once again, Liz didn't want to be told that she was wrong. Liz didn't want to be told that she fucked up, or Liz didn't want to say that she hurt somebody's feelings. She didn't want to correct her. So she came into this thinking that Joellen owes her something because you want to mom the other ladies.
mm-hmm.
And it does not work that way. I knew the moment she pulled up in that Aston Martin, I said, oh, this ain't gonna go well. And she didn't even have to say nothing. This wasn't gonna go because she pulled up with an attitude. It was like, okay. And as I said, Joellen better than I ever could have been, because the way me and her would have been slinging in that mud in that rain, it would have just happened to happen. We just had to happen that way. Because I don't think I could have forgiven her for pulling my hair or pushing my chair that easily.
You don't just touch people.
You don't just touch me and think that I'm owing you the apology. Like, do you realize what the fuck you did in that moment? Were you there? Were you coherent? You put your hands on me, but I'm supposed to apologize to you.
I wonder what she's going to say at the reunion when confronted with things on camera, especially being a person that doesn't like to admit when she's wrong or be accountable. What will you do when now you're forced to be accountable because everything you do is on camera? I'm curious. Now I am fascinated. I'm just curious how she'll do the reunion. Joella was like, ew, I'm cold.
It looked she definitely gonna have a hard time. Like, this ain't gonna be good. This reunion's not gonna be good for Liz at all. I see why she got first chair, because this is not gonna go over well.
This could have went well and more balanced, but she wanted to act out. It's a pointless act out. Liz is giving Teresa Giudice.
Very much so. She's given Teresa Giudice, do not want to be accountable, always thinks she's right, thinks she is the moment. Lady, you are not the moment. You are too old to be acting like this.
Don't say that, because that who said that on Housewives of Miami? Gertie, you're too old. And Adriana had a meltdown.
Well, if the shoe fit, if it walk and quack like a duck, it is a duck. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You have lived life long enough to understand that you are not always right. You don't always make great decisions. Everybody is human. Liz, you were wrong. I might not see Joellen's points a lot of the time, but I do not believe for a second that she owed you anything but what she gave you in that moment, which was to make sure you were okay. That's all she did. And the fact that you turned this on her and made it seem like, because her reputation on the show is messy, that in that moment she was being messy, shows how low of a friend you are. And if I was Joellen, I'm telling y'all, Joellen got good, like, self-restraint.
I think Joellen is smart in that she probably thinks now before she reacts, which I can really respect.
Yes.
But that was it for the Housewives of Rhode Island. This was season 1, episode 10. Fools Rush In. We're probably going to get a reunion soon because we've already got the chart out. We will be going over the reunion. This has been a great first season. The next new Housewives series that Mrs. Best Reviews will pick up will be the Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, the 20-year anniversary, but that's not here until the fall. Her restraint is great, Naya. It is. That is not here till the fall, but I will be covering that. What else is there? Oh, 90 Day Fiance. I am in finals. I have 7 more pages of a paper to write in the next 6 hours. So I will do 90 Day Fiance tomorrow morning around 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 8, 9, 10. That's 10 a.m. I got to count, y'all. Don't judge me. That's 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and 9 a.m. Central. So I will have that live happen tomorrow at 7 a.m. Tonight, I will get The Shy out to you guys. I was supposed to have that on Saturday. I have been extremely busy. I'm also starting a new job. I still have a second job also. So I'm just very, very busy, but I will be getting things out to you, but I also put out a schedule. Other than that, beautiful people, I will be covering 90 Day The Last Resort tomorrow. That's another new show I'm covering. I have a lot of shows. And Next Gen NYC is back this month. James will be covering that on his channel, so be sure to tap. And Naya said she can't wait. You the first, I haven't seen too many people excited for the Ultimate Girls Trip. I feel like they talked about it so much, and now so much time has gone by. It's like, put this shit on TV.
I don't like any of the cast members at all. Like, these are like the cast members that I don't like on their franchises. We have Kyle, we have Vicky, we have Portia, we have Giselle, we have Lisa Barlow. Like, I'm not looking forward to this. So this is definitely going to give me a run for my money to, like, be here and be present, because I roll my eyes at all of them.
I agree. But y'all, that is it for today. Be sure to see the links in the description of the video. There's a link to James's channel, which is the Watch Your Mouth Reviews channel. Also, see the links in the description for other creators that are also great in ways to contact us. But I appreciate y'all. Thug Life. Shout out to the replay, and we will see you next time. Adios. Thank you.